You're now listening to Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report.
You're now rocking with Tough Tiger Talk on the PRO Media Network. Big ups to the Tough Tiger Talk Nation. We in the building for another Flash Report coming at you, family members, with the latest LSU news, man. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and join us as we get going with another report from Tough Tiger Talk. Here we go. Top 3 replacement options for LSU defensive coordinator Bo Pelini. Of course, we was kind of running that thing, hashtag Bo gotta go Tigers. And Coach O heard the boosters as well, and boosted his ass right out of town. In the previous report, we covered the OC potential candidates from LSU Wire, and this report will cover the top 3 replacement options for the DC for the LSU Tigers. And we'll go through it. Now, bear in mind, if you don't like these choices, please put in the comment section your 3 choices of who you think LSU should go for the DC position. Bo Pelini was a popular choice because of the history, but nobody seen or thought that Bo Pelini would have the kind of return that he had this past season. Man, what a disaster that was. And listen, we don't want to repeat that, so we're going to have to make the right choice. Now, let's look at who LSU Wire, big ups to LSU Wire. They do great articles, one of several online resources I use for LSU news and notes. Now, this is their idea of what they think LSU should look at in terms of a defensive coordinator. Let's go over the article, if we please. 1 year after winning the national championship with a 15-0 record, the LSU Tigers finished the 2020 season a disappointing 5-5. Those results led LSU Coach O to make sweeping changes on his coaching staff, including at DC. Last offseason, Orgeron hired a Bo Pelini, who had spent the previous 12 seasons as a head coach for Nebraska and Youngstown State. And after Dave Aranda left Baton Rouge to take over the job at Baylor, before becoming the head coach at Nebraska in 2008, Pelini spent 3 seasons as the defensive coordinator at LSU. Things didn't go so well in his return. Now, the Tigers set numerous school records for defensive futility in Pelini's long year in charge of the defense, and rumors of his tenuous job security began back in October. Sure, many things played a part in LSU's struggle this season. A lack of offseason for a new coaching staff to install the defense played a part, as well as the Tigers losing several talented defenders to the NFL and opt-outs, but it was apparent Pelini wasn't going to turn things around, and Orgeron is searching for a new DC for the second straight season. Where does Coach O turn to now? Does he look for the next up-and-comer, or does he look for a veteran with a proven track record? Here are the top 3 options according to LSU Wire, or who Coach O should consider for the defensive coordinator position, which is a great question. Do you go with up and coming or more of an experienced thing? After the year that you have, I think you kind of gave away the up and coming. You know, people want to see what that defense can do. And despite all of the subtractions we had via opt-outs or injuries or whatever, the LSU had plenty of 3 and 4 star talents on that defense. Well, it shouldn't have looked like that. Come on, man. But anyway, this is the first of the guys making mention. Marcus Freeman, he is Cincinnati defensive coordinator. Let's see what his resume looks like. Freeman checks all the boxes for Coach O. The 34-year-old played college football at Ohio State, for which he had 37 career starts. He was drafted in the NFL by the Chicago Bears, but retired shortly thereafter when he was diagnosed with an enlarged heart. Freeman began his coaching career as a graduate assistant at his alma mater back in 2011. He earned his first full-time coaching job as linebackers coach at Kent State, with which he spent 2 seasons. Freeman's next ventured to Purdue. He coached linebackers for 3 years and was a co-defensive coordinator in his final season in 2016. Now, Freeman came to Cincinnati in 2017, and he has excelled in 4 seasons in 2020 when Cincinnati won the AAC. And with an undefeated record, Freeman's defense was ranked number 11th in total defense and 7th in scoring defense. Now, Cincinnati plays Georgia in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on January the 1st. Now, Freeman has the experience, a track record of success, and the ability to relate to young players. He will be a coach soon. He should be at the top of Coach O's list. So we'll see how that shakes. And I've heard rumors about Marcus Freeman and LSU, so we'll see if that's accurate. Okay, let's move on to the next person on the board here. Derek Mason, remember him? He's the former head coach at Vanderbilt. Now, this one has some traction. Derek Mason's big coaching break came in 07 when he was defensive backs coach for the Vikings in the NFL. He spent 3 years in that position before accepting the same position for Jim Harbaugh at Stanford in 2010. In 2011, a new Stanford coach, David Shaw, promoted Mason to associate head coach and co-defensive coordinator. In 2012, he was promoted to defensive coordinator. He was a finalist for the Broyles Award, which is given annually to college football's top assistant coaches. He spent 1 more year at Stanford before accepting the head coaching job at Vanderbilt in 2014. And in 7 seasons at Vanderbilt, Mason amassed a 27-54 record and was fired after an 0-8 start in 2020. Despite the record, Mason did several good things at Vanderbilt, which is a tough place to win in the SEC. He kept his teams competitive for years, pulled off a few upset wins, and brought some good players to Nashville. He is a strong candidate for this position and admitted there's mutual interest between the two. Do you guys like Mason? And the third and final choice is Corey Raymond, our defensive backs coach there as well. And I've heard this before, and I actually like this suggestion. And we'll see what Coach O decides to do with that. If Orgeron decides to promote from within, he has the perfect candidate, which is Corey Raymond. Former standout cornerback at LSU from 87 to 91, Raymond spent 6 seasons in the NFL. He got into coaching in 2003 at the high school level. And in 2006, he returned to Baton Rouge as a coaching staff. His first full-time coaching job came at Utah State in 2009. He spent 2 seasons as a defensive back coach. He spent the 2011 season at Nebraska in the same position before returning to LSU in 2012. During his 9 seasons back with the Tigers, Raymond has served as defensive backs coach, assistant head coach, cornerbacks coach, and consistently recruits and develops defensive backs into high NFL draft choices. He recruited elite cornerbacks, both Derek Stingley Jr. and Eli Ricks to Baton Rouge in the past couple of years. And he has the support of some prominent former Tigers as well, like Ryan Clark, who is pushing that as well. And even Brendan Fehoko. So for Orgeron, there is no shortage of quality options for LSU's next DC. Freeman, Mason, or Raymond should be top on Coach's ODC list. Now, what do you guys think about these charges? I do like Corey Raymond. He does have the experience and the pedigree as well, but do they go in a different direction? We'll see, man. And that'll do it for those top 3 coordinators, family. Do you agree with the LSU's Wires top 3 choices for coordinator that they're putting up here? Do you like those guys? If not, give me your top 3 in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about who should be leading the defense for LSU next year and for the years down the line. To be honest with you, a lot of the Tiger family members are a bit about a patience with the defense, man. And whoever they bring in here, he has to be somebody serious because, listen, whatever little leverage you had with Bo Pelini, that went out the door. We want to see better play from the defense, if anything. So thank you guys for chiming in on this episode of Tough Tiger Talk as we go over 3 possible replacements for Bo Pelini at the DC position. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If you aren't a subscriber, please hit the like button and share the show wherever Tough Tiger Talk family members dwell as well. So I'm Big Q in this thing, representing Tough Tiger Talk, the realest show on LSU news, coming from the football side of things. Much love to y'all guys. I'll see you on the next report. Go Tigers!